They don't fight over what's worthless, they fight over what's powerful. So ask yourself, why are they at war over you? That line alone should tell you everything. You're not just a person to them, you're a game changer, a wild card they can't control, and it's driving them insane. Look at the chaos around your name. Look at the lies being whispered, the fake stories being passed around, the sudden tension when you walk in the room. That's not random. That's strategy. That's fear in disguise. It's like watching two powerful nations scramble for control over a single rare mineral, except the mineral is you. Your energy, your silence, your moves, they're all being watched, analyzed, even mimicked. And the ones doing it won't ever admit it, but they're shaken. You've become the territory they're secretly trying to claim, because whoever gets close to you wins something powerful. Your presence rewrites the room. Your absence leaves a hole. That's why the fights started. And thank you, chosen one. If this message finds you, it's because you're part of something bigger. Don't forget to pay this message forward by pressing like and subscribe. This helps get it to the ones still trying to find the truth. It's our duty to spread the signal. Thank you for being part of this mission. You're not alone. You are part of a force now, one that can't be stopped. Let's get back to it. Here's the truth they don't want you to hear. There are conversations going on right now behind your back, and they're not jokes. They're not silly gossip. They're tactical. People are sitting in circles, comparing you, measuring you, trying to figure out how you became so untouchable without even trying. One of them said, "You're either for this person or you're in the way." That's how serious it's gotten. You've become a decision point in people's lives, a divider, a mirror, and they're arguing over what to do with you because the usual tactics don't work anymore. The scary part? They all thought they had time. They thought you were clueless. They thought they could play you, delay you, or label you. But then you changed. You stopped chasing. You stopped explaining. And the moment you did, panic. Because now they're not sure what side you're on, what move you'll make, or if they'll even be allowed to watch it happen. You made people choose sides without saying a word. That's power. That's what the joke is about. It's not funny. It's real. People are losing sleep, not because you said something, but because you didn't. Your silence exposed the loudest liars. Your peace revealed their chaos. Now they're scrambling to find ways to pull you back in. Some want to love you, others want to use you, and a few just want to destroy what they can't touch. There's a reason they're fighting. Not everyone is fighting for you. Some are fighting to control you, to reduce you, to own a piece of you so they can say, "I had them first." Be very clear, this is not a love story. This is a territory war. Your soul, your mind, your influence, it's a battlefield now. You didn't ask for this. But when you carry value, this is what happens. You become the storm they didn't prepare for. You ever notice how they keep throwing shade but never block your light? That's not coincidence. That's weakness. That's fear of what you're becoming. You've already outgrown the stories they told about you. You've already risen above the roles they cast you in. So now they're left with two options: either admit they were wrong or start a war to make it seem like you were never right. And here's something to really mess with your head. In rooms you've never been in, your name is being whispered with respect and envy. Someone said you were dangerous in the best way possible, that your silence is louder than their entire personality, that your comeback is being studied like strategy, that you're the kind of person people remember even when you go quiet. That's why they're clashing now. They can't unsee what you've become. They can't unfeel what your energy did to their space. And now they're battling to figure out how to either keep you around or keep you from becoming a legend. Some are lying on your name, some are watching from fake pages, and some are straight up praying that you mess up. just once. But deep down, even they know the truth. You're not falling off, you're falling into place. So if you feel the tension, if you feel like people are acting strange, moving weird, or suddenly competing when you're not even playing the game, it's because they know something shifted. You're not one of them. You're not in the crowd. You're the reason the crowd exists. That's why the drama doesn't surprise you anymore. That's why you've learned to move with precision, speak with less, and choose silence over chaos. Because the truth is, they're not used to someone like you, someone who doesn't beg, doesn't explain, doesn't break when lied on. You don't chase validation, you trigger it. You don't need followers, you move like a leader before they even know who to follow. That's rare, and in a world full of copies, rare becomes a threat. So yes, chosen one, this is not a joke. This is a signal, a confirmation, a warning to the ones who thought you'd be easy to erase, and an alarm to the ones still trying to shrink you to their level. They can't win this war, because this war wasn't theirs to start. They didn't choose you. The universe did. And now they're watching that choice unfold in real time, and it's killing their egos. So stay calm, stay grounded. You don't have to scream to be heard anymore. Your presence already speaks for itself, and soon even your silence will have more followers than their loudest lies ever will. They're fighting over you for a reason, and the craziest part, they already lost. And hey, chosen one, before we go deeper, take a second and really feel what's happening here. This isn't just another video. This is a live transmission during spiritual warfare, and you're the one they're fighting over. So, if you've ever felt like you were being pulled in different directions lately, it's not in your head. Stay with me, because the next part is going to reveal things you were never supposed to know. Drop the number 777 in the comments if you're done being silent about your power. And if this message hit even a nerve, consider hitting that super thanks. It fuels the force behind this movement. Whether it's a penny or a blessing, it helps this truth reach the next chosen one before the chaos does. All right, now lock in. You're about to find out why they're really fighting over you, step by step. And if you're truly chosen, you won't be able to look away. Let's begin. Number 1. They heard your name and sounded the alarm. They thought walking away from you was the end of the story. Turns out it was the beginning of their breakdown. Let's get one thing straight. You didn't just walk away. You were ripped from certain people's lives like a divine eviction, and ever since, it's been chaos behind your name, their peace left with you, the silence you left behind. It's not quiet, it's loud. It's loud with questions they can't answer, memories they can't silence, and a guilt they can't outrun. They tried to make you the villain, but karma doesn't take bribes, and now their world is folding in on itself. All because you're not easy to forget, and impossible to replace. They used to think you were just another chapter, but now they're realizing you were the whole damn plot. And the twist? Someone else is now holding the pen. There's no trumpet in the sky, no flashing lights, but the alarm has been sounded in every room your name is mentioned. The moment your energy detached, something started collapsing on their side. It's spiritual warfare, psychological warfare, emotional collapse, and they can't stop watching you because they feel it. That shift, that glow, that sense of power returning to its rightful place. You want to know why they've been popping up in your dreams? It's not random. When your energy is that rare, people get spiritually thirsty. They try to drink from the well they once spat in. You're showing up in their mind like a warning label. You mishandled something sacred, and now their soul is trying to reopen doors the universe slammed shut. But here's the twist. They're not the only ones feeling it. Someone new has locked eyes with the light in you, and they're not walking in blind. They see the war you came out of, the scars you hide under that calm face. They're not interested in dimming your shine to feel bigger. They want to guard it like it's treasure, because it is. You are. But now you're standing at a crossroads, and even the universe is watching. Who will you allow in next? Not everyone deserves front-row access to your rebirth. Some only want a seat so they can sabotage the view. Others want to stand next to you just to claim credit for a comeback they didn't survive. Choose wisely. And just so you know, that person from your past, they're breaking quietly. Pride won't let them reach out, but their ego isn't protecting them anymore. You're in their feed, their mind, their dreams. Not because you're loud, but because your absence is suffocating. Your happiness now feels like a direct attack to someone who thought you couldn't be happy without them. But you are, and it's glowing. Let this be your fuel, chosen one. You were never ordinary. You were strategic placement. Your presence was protection, your love was favor, and your silence, that was the sound of heaven closing a door they kept trying to kick down. Now they're stuck watching the spotlight hit someone new who doesn't fumble chosen energy. The game has changed, and this time you're not the one begging to be seen. You are the vision. You are the glow-up. You are the lesson, and they're still choking on the silence you left behind. Number 2. When energies collide, the chosen ones rise. When light enters the room, darkness doesn't argue, it just panics. Lately, you've been feeling off, restless, sleep comes in fragments. You've been waking up at strange hours, thinking about things that make no sense, dreaming of people you haven't thought of in years. Don't brush it off. That's not stress. That's not overthinking. That's interference. Your spirit is picking up frequencies your mind hasn't caught up to yet. There's a war in the atmosphere. Light and shadow are clashing, and you're the battlefield. Imagine this, 2 massive forces circling above your life, like storms colliding over the ocean. On one side, there's peace, purpose, alignment, pulling you toward your future. On the other side, there's noise, confusion, temptation, trying to yank you back into who you used to be. And in between those forces is you, the chosen one, the one carrying something too rare to be left unbothered. This isn't just anxiety, it's a shift. Your body is grounded here, but your energy, it's stretching into realms you can't see yet. That tug you feel, that sudden wave of heaviness, that random moment where you feel like crying or disappearing. It's all part of the collision. You're not breaking, you're activating. You are not imagining the storm. Your presence is the thunder they're trying to silence. People around you might be brushing it off. You're just being dramatic. You're too emotional. No, you're tuned in, and when you're chosen, you feel what others can't even explain. That pressure you're under is proof. The universe is watching closely now, studying every move you make, every voice you trust, every door you open, because your next step, it's not just about you anymore. It's about alignment, legacy, impact. Imagine your soul standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind of change slapping against your face. Behind you are voices trying to pull you back, people who want the old you, patterns that want to keep you stuck, trauma that wants to stay comfortable in your mind. In front of you, there's clarity, peace, and a version of you that doesn't need validation to exist. So if you're wondering, why do I feel like something big is about to happen? Why does it feel like I'm being stretched, like I'm walking blindfolded through fire? It's because you are. This is the stretch before the shift. the heaviness before the lift, the pressure before the launch. Pressure never comes to destroy a diamond. It comes to prove one exists. They don't fight over what's common. They fight over what's rare. And that's what this energy war is really about. Light sees your future. Darkness remembers your past. And now they're both pulling on your now. You're being asked to choose peace over comfort, elevation over company, purpose over people-pleasing, and the only way forward is through the chaos. But here's the part they never told you. You're not going crazy. You're waking up. That's why old people are resurfacing. That's why you suddenly don't feel at home in old places. That's why conversations feel different, and energy feels louder than words. You're starting to see what was always there, but now with eyes that don't need permission. When you stop being who they remember, they start panicking about who you're becoming. This isn't a coincidence. It's a spiritual ping. The dreams, the isolation, the strange timing of certain people reaching out. It's all part of the energetic shift. One side wants to pull you back into noise. The other is whispering, something huge is waiting for you. Now pause. Ask yourself, which voice am I following? The one that speaks to your wounds, or the one that speaks to your growth? Imagine standing at a gate that only opens when your energy matches the key. That gate is your next level. It's not locked, it's guarded, and the only way to open it is to stop dragging your past like luggage into your destiny. You've outgrown those hands, those habits, that noise. You're walking toward clarity now, toward peace, toward something massive that's been waiting on you to finally step into who you were always meant to be. And yes, the confusion is loud, the distractions are loud, but peace is quiet, and it's showing up now, not in noise, but in moments of stillness when your spirit says, this is it. That's how you know the shift is real. That's how you know the old version of you is being buried by the new one being born. The more silent you become, the more chaos reveals itself around you. That's how you know your energy is leveling up. So breathe. Don't panic. You're not broken. You're just not the same. The clash you're feeling is your inner world being rearranged to match the blessing that's on its way. That's why you've been pulled back. That's why you've been feeling alone. The universe doesn't elevate noise. It separates the loud so the real voice can rise. And that voice is yours now. This is your confirmation. No, you're not too sensitive. No, you're not imagining things. No, you're not being dramatic. You're just feeling the vibration of a massive shift, and the old energy that used to control you is being evicted. Every restless night, every weird dream, every emotional wave that came out of nowhere, it's all part of the process. You're being prepared, and that preparation feels like pressure until you realize you've already survived worse. So walk through it. Don't numb it. Don't run from it. Stand in it like the force you are. Let the energy clash. Let it test you. Because what's coming on the other side of this, it doesn't need the old you. And one last thing. Chosen one. Don't forget this. You were never meant to fit into the storm. You were born to quiet it. They don't understand the tension you carry. They don't see the weight your heart is holding up every day. But you're still here, still standing, still moving with purpose, even when it hurts. That's power. That's alignment. That's what they fear. And that's why the energy around you has never been louder. Now breathe in and walk through like the storm can't touch you, because it can't. Number 3. Your soul became the battlefield they didn't expect. They didn't want you until they realized no one else could carry your soul like you did. This war isn't in your imagination. It's not paranoia, and you're not being too emotional. Something in your spirit has been under attack, and you've been feeling it in places words can't reach. You're moving forward, trying to rebuild, but out of nowhere, boom, they come crawling back into your thoughts. Not physically, spiritually. It's subtle, but real. It's that weird heaviness, that sudden dream, that moment where you feel watched, but no one's around. That's not nostalgia, that's interference. Someone who once discarded you is spiritually pulling on your energy again. And hard. They mocked your light when they had it. Now they worship it in your absence. Imagine a person screaming your name into the void, hoping you'll feel the echo. That's what they're doing. They're haunted by your glow, tortured by the silence you left them in, and suffocating in the very peace they once disrupted. You were oxygen. They're just now realizing they can't breathe without you. The one who once downplayed your worth now guards your name in rooms you'll never enter. You've become sacred now, off limits to people who once had full access. The same one who made you question if you were enough now defends you when your name comes up in conversations they never thought would matter. Why? Because people started seeing your value without them, and now they know. You were the miracle they weren't ready for. But here's the twist that changes everything. Someone new has stepped into the story. They don't know your full past, but they feel the residue of every betrayal. Without asking for a single explanation, they whisper to your soul, "I won't be another scar." You didn't need to beg for understanding. They read the silence between your words, and they didn't flinch. That's how you know the energy is shifting. Now you stand at the center of a silent war, one pulling from regret, the other moving in peace. And your soul? It's the trophy. Choose wisely. Not everyone who misses you deserves access to the version of you that survived them. Number 4, you were never late, they just weren't ready yet. Sometimes the door didn't open because the version of you on the other side was still being built. Look closer. What's showing up now isn't random. It's not a coincidence. The delay you hated, the silence that felt like punishment. It was strategy. Timing isn't just about clocks, it's about readiness. The universe didn't cancel what was meant for you, it just refused to hand it to the unhealed version of you. You weren't being rejected, you were being refined. There's something eerie about the moment before alignment. You feel pulled toward someone or something you can't explain, like déjà vu laced with a quiet urgency. That's not fantasy, that's the crossing point. One name from your past, one from your future, and now both are orbiting your reality, waiting to collide. But here's the catch. They're not arriving with fireworks or clarity. They're coming quietly, wrapped in ordinary moments. A random message, a subtle encounter, a name you haven't heard in a long time that suddenly appears and sticks. The universe doesn't yell what's sacred, it whispers it, and only the ready can hear it. This moment you're walking into, it was on hold because your heart was still bleeding from battles you hadn't even processed. But now you've earned clarity, you've survived the collapse, you've outgrown the noise. And the ones meant to meet you at this elevation? They've been circling, waiting for your energy to align. Imagine a train station frozen in time. 2 tracks, one from your past, carrying memories, lessons, maybe even regret. The other from your destiny, carrying peace, growth, and someone who doesn't need to fix you, just walk with you. And you're the platform, still, centered, powerful, The choice won't scream, it'll hum in your soul. One of them will try to pull you back into what's familiar. The other will feel unfamiliar but safe. And the moment you recognize which one honors your evolution, that's when the war ends. That's when you step out of survival mode and into sovereignty. So stay alert. Don't second-guess what you feel. Your name has already been written next to theirs in a realm they can't touch. Now the question is, who shows up aligned, not desperate? Number 5. The mask is slipping, and the truth can't hide anymore. Real ones bring you peace. Fakes bring you pressure and call it love. This isn't a test to see how strong you are, it's a test to reveal who they really are. What's happening now is no accident. You're standing between two energies, one that wants to heal you and one that only wants to hold you hostage. And while they both may look familiar, only one is aligned with your peace. The other is wrapped in performance, ego, and manipulation, disguised as affection. The universe is watching, not to punish you, but to align you, to show you in full clarity who's meant to walk with your future and who only came to hijack your growth. Look closely. One of them moves silently, with honor, with patience. They protect your energy even from a distance. The other, their mask is cracking. You'll see it soon in a dramatic message, a sudden apology, a loud, out-of-nowhere moment meant to shock you into reacting. Don't. That's not love. That's control, gasping for air. When they realize they can't manipulate your emotions, they'll try to disturb your peace instead. Imagine two doors in front of you. One leads to quiet strength, no games, no begging, just presence. The other, it's shiny, loud, full of noise, but every time you step through, you lose yourself a little more. This is the divine test. Will you choose what feels familiar but toxic, or what feels unfamiliar but freeing? And let's talk about your silence. That's what's been shaking them. You didn't fight back. You didn't clap back. You didn't play the victim. You chose peace, and that silence screamed louder than any argument could. They felt it, not as rejection, but as truth. And truth has a way of haunting those who used lies to control the narrative. So stay grounded. Don't be moved by sudden emotion or guilt trips wrapped in nostalgia. You're not being tested to fail. You're being positioned to win. And soon you'll see exactly who was real, because only truth survives the storm. Number 6. When the masks fall, only truth stays standing. They pretended to care until your peace exposed their chaos. This is it, the season where the act ends and the truth walks in without a script. The masks are slipping off, one by one. You're about to see who was real and who was rehearsing. And while it might sting a little, it's the kind of pain that sets you free. The universe isn't punishing you, it's purging the fakes who hid in your light too long. Because you're not meant to carry dead weight into your next level. You've been sensing it, the weird tension, the sudden distance, the people who once couldn't go a day without you now turning quiet. That's not loss, that's exposure. When truth starts moving through your life, lies can't breathe. Every false connection, every mask built on convenience, every bond formed from ego instead of loyalty, it's all crumbling. You're not losing them, you're watching illusions dissolve. When your peace becomes expensive, counterfeit love can no longer afford you. Imagine standing in a crowded room where everyone's wearing masks, smiling, pretending. Then one gust of wind blows through, and suddenly the truth is everywhere, faces uncovered, intentions revealed. That's the season you're in. And when the dust settles, you'll notice something strange. The real ones didn't flinch. They stayed. They didn't need to be unmasked because they were never hiding. This battle didn't come to break you. It came to reveal you. It forced you to see who adds to your peace and who feeds off your pain. And soon, someone who's aligned with your purpose will step forward. Not loud, not showy, but calm. You'll recognize them not by how they flatter you, but by how your soul stops fighting when they're near. They'll feel like rest after a storm. The noise, the drama, the confusion, it's all temporary static. Because what's real doesn't compete for attention. It stands firm in truth. The universe doesn't send peace through chaos. It sends peace through clarity. And now that the masks are gone, so are the distractions. You're about to see who's been for you all along, and who was only ever for what you could do for them. Number 7. Your name is echoing where your feet haven't touched yet. They thought burying your name in lies would silence it, but all they did was plant it in rooms they can't enter anymore. Feel that weight in the air. That stillness isn't peace, it's pressure, and it's not empty. It's loaded with movement, decisions, whispers. Something is happening behind the veil, and guess what? You're the center of it. There are conversations going on in rooms you've never entered, your name being brought up not with slander, but with fire, with truth, with regret. The same voices that once twisted your story are now struggling to untangle the guilt that followed it. Unseen forces are circling, watching, calculating. This isn't confusion, it's alignment through friction. There's a spiritual courtroom forming, and your energy triggered the trial. Someone is finally defending you. Not out loud, not in front of the world, but when it matters, in secret meetings, in vulnerable moments. They're standing up for you in the exact places they once stayed silent. That's not coincidence. That's conviction. The truth doesn't leave people alone when they tried to bury someone who was only ever real. Your glow became a mirror, and now they can't look at you without seeing everything they tried to hide in themselves. Imagine being on trial in a courtroom where you're not even present, no lawyers, no witnesses you picked, just the energy of who you are being weighed against the lies they tried to use against you. And in that silence, something happens. Someone who doubted you shifts. They feel it. Your absence hitting harder than your presence ever did. Suddenly, they can't even see your face without remembering how they mishandled something pure. The same people who laughed at your breakdown are now obsessed with your bounce back. The ones who mocked your silence are now studying your strength, and the weight they feel, that's your light pressing down on their conscience. You became too loud to ignore without even speaking. The truth doesn't chase applause. It just waits for the lies to collapse under their own weight. So if it feels like something's shifting, like the air is charged, like people are acting strange, it's because justice is moving quietly. You don't need revenge. Your name is working its own case in a courtroom the fake ones can't reach. And the verdict? Your presence wasn't just felt, it was remembered, and now they're the ones haunted by the truth you carried all along. Number 8. This ain't a love triangle, it's a loyalty test in disguise. One wants to love you, the other wants to own you. Know the difference before they both pretend it's the same thing. Right now, you're being watched, and not just by people, but by energy. Two souls are circling your path, and both are pulling at your spirit. One approaches softly, rooted in love, truth, and peace. The other It's crawling in from the shadows, wrapped in fear, pride, and a desperate need for control. This is not some romantic drama. It's a spiritual battlefield dressed like a love story. And the stakes, your sanity, your future, your peace. One soul wants to heal with you, build with you. They're patient. They're not shaken by silence. They honor your past without weaponizing it. But the other, they're not here for healing. They're here for domination. Their attention is laced with anxiety. Their care feels like control. Their apologies come with guilt hooks. This is how fear plays dress-up and calls itself love. Not every apology is a doorway. Some are just trapdoors back into cycles you already escaped. Picture this, someone rewriting a message over and over, torn between saying the truth and feeding their ego. They know you're the real thing, but fear of rejection, of not measuring up, of losing control, paralyzes them. So they move with pride instead of purpose, and their silence screams louder than anything they could have typed. But in a moment of truth, it cracked. During a recent confrontation, your name came up. Someone said it plain, "You don't deserve them unless you're ready to protect them." And the room went dead silent. That was the shift. Ever since, energy around you has been vibrating differently. People you don't even know are drawn to you. You walk into rooms and change the atmosphere. That's not random. That's spiritual frequency. You carry something sacred now, something rare, and the universe has wrapped a layer of protection around you that confusion can't penetrate anymore. Your spirit isn't up for negotiation, and not everyone who misses your presence is ready for your power. So be sharp. This test isn't about romance, it's about resonance, and only one soul is aligned with the real you. The other just misses controlling the old one. Number 9. The final call has been made, and it's in your favor. They thought they walked away from you, but now they're waking up in the prison they built by doing so. Someone who once questioned your worth is being hunted by the silence they left behind. Their dreams are filled with flashes of what they lost. They don't know why your name echoes in their chest at 2 a.m., why your face shows up in random places, or why peace hasn't returned since you vanished from their life. But you do. It's not nostalgia, it's judgment. It's the universe whispering, you saw light and turned your back. What they thought was just another goodbye turned into their spiritual sentencing. Because you weren't just another chapter, you were the turning point they refused to turn with. And now, that distance they created has become the same silence that's tearing them apart. That's not guilt. That's spiritual consequence. When you abandon someone chosen, you don't just lose a person, you lose your place in destiny. But don't grieve, don't wait, don't wonder if they'll ever get it. The verdict's already in. The ones who doubted your purpose, mocked your glow, or mishandled your love are now realizing they weren't just wrong, they were blind. And the universe isn't punishing them, it's just no longer protecting their illusion. Meanwhile, something wild is happening in your atmosphere. The energy around you is clearing, the noise is dropping, and into that silence, a message is coming, unexpected, unforced, but heavy with truth. It won't need fireworks, it won't need paragraphs. It'll hit your soul like a gavel in a courtroom, final, direct, true. The universe doesn't need a crowd to confirm your victory, it just needs a moment. And someone real, is carrying your name right now, but not in ego, not in drama, in prayer, in intention, in alignment. That's who finds you. That's who the universe clears space for, not the loudest, but the most sincere. So breathe, chosen one. The storm didn't break you, it revealed you. And now the final judgment is sealed. Peace wins. You win. Because while they played games, you stayed real. Number 10. They finally see it, but now the truth has teeth. You weren't too much, they were just too small to handle the weight of your worth. There was a moment, quiet, almost forgotten, when someone told them the truth to their face. You don't deserve them. And at the time, they shrugged it off. Laughed, maybe, but it wasn't jealousy. It wasn't hate. It was the universe intervening through someone bold enough to say what they were too blind to see. You were the prize they kept mishandling. And now that truth is clawing its way to the surface. If your emotions have been breaking through lately, random tears, heavy mornings, sudden waves of exhaustion, it's not weakness, it's a signal. The spiritual fog is lifting, the truth is rising, and every suppressed betrayal, unspoken wound, every quiet sacrifice you made without recognition, it's all demanding to be seen now, not by force, but by timing, the kind of timing that rearranges everything. When the truth has been buried too long, it stops whispering. It starts shaking the room. Someone close, someone you trusted, maybe even loved, is sitting on a confession that's been eating them alive. You'll know it's real, not by the words, but by their eyes. They'll look like someone who's been living with ghosts. Their voice might be calm, but their energy will tremble like they've seen a future without you in it, and it scared them. And when they finally speak, time will slow, your world will pause, and in that pause, truth will slice through the noise like a blade. You'll feel it in your gut before you hear it with your ears. The guilt, the regret, the clarity. And no matter what they say, it won't be about getting them back. It'll be about finally getting yourself back. The truth doesn't always come to reconnect people. It comes to release the one who deserved better. So listen, chosen one, when that confession comes, and it will, don't lose your balance. You're not broken, you're not bitter. You're just being set free by the truth they were never brave enough to tell you before. Let it hit, let it reveal, and then let it be the door you walk out of, not the trap you stay in. Number 11. The tables are turning, and this time you're the storm. They thought your silence meant you lost. But silence is what the universe uses right before it makes noise they can't ignore. This is the part where everything shifts, the part they didn't expect, the comeback that doesn't need an audience, doesn't ask for permission, and doesn't look anything like revenge, because it's bigger, it's reversal, but not just a cute glow-up. This is cosmic correction. Everything you lost is returning, but not in the form it left. It's returning in higher form, healed, sharper, aligned. They didn't see it coming because they thought the pain broke you. What they didn't realize is pain doesn't kill the chosen. It refines them. Someone from your past might try to return soon, this time softer, quieter, humbled by the distance and haunted by their own choices. Or someone new might show up, already prepared to meet you where you are, not where they wish you were. Either way, the power has shifted, not through ego, not through payback, but through your evolution. The people who once counted you out will now have to count the ways they lost you. Your quiet strength, that was your declaration. Every time you stayed still when you could have exploded, every time you chose peace instead of proving your worth, that was the breakthrough. That's what flipped the energy. The ones who mocked your silence are now choking on the noise of your growth. They're watching from the sidelines, confused why the universe is elevating you when they thought your story was finished. But the truth is simple. You weren't behind, you were being preserved. Imagine a tide that's been pulling back for miles, quiet, slow, steady. No one pays attention, no one sees the build-up, and then, out of nowhere, it surges, not to impress, but to reclaim space. That's you now. The tide is turning, and your chest, that warmth you feel, that's confirmation. Peace is winning. Alignment is here. You are no longer stuck between pain and purpose. You are being lifted above it. When the energy shifts, even the silence gets louder. So let them talk. Let them wonder. Let them feel the distance. The verdict has been given. You are not here to compete. You are here to ascend. Number 12. They let you go. Now the silence is tearing them apart. They thought walking away would bring them peace. Instead, they walked straight into a war with themselves. Don't let their calm fool you. Behind the stillness, there's a storm brewing, and it's not yours, it's theirs. The one who once doubted you, questioned your worth, or treated your love like it was optional. They're fighting a quiet war now. Logic tells them to move on. Ego tells them to stay cold. But their heart? It's aching in places they can't even name. Every sunrise without you is a reminder that they misread what was rare, and now they're paying in silence. You're not imagining the shift. The weight you've been carrying is lifting. The universe is restoring what was stolen, drained, or broken inside of you, but not to return you to who you were. You're not going back. You're being rebuilt higher. Every sleepless night, every tear you swallowed instead of explaining yourself, it's been recorded, and now it's being repaid in clarity. What they called overreacting was actually intuition. What they walked away from is what they're now praying for. The angels are already in motion. The path is clearing. That fog in your chest? It's thinning, because peace is replacing confusion. And soon, very soon, the noise will die down. The games, the ghosting, the back and forth. It'll collapse under the weight of undeniable truth. Love can't be faked forever. And when what's real shows up, it doesn't compete. It just is. Imagine locking eyes with someone who finally sees you, not just your smile, but the strength behind it, not just your presence, but the pain you survived to still stand tall. That moment is coming, and whether it's someone from the past or someone new who's been spiritually assigned to you, it won't feel like confusion. It'll feel like clarity that waited for the right time to arrive. The universe doesn't restore what's convenient, it restores what was sacred. So walk steady, chosen one. The ache they feel now, you've already lived it and survived. But what's coming for you isn't a rerun of the past. It's the reward for not folding when you had every reason to. This war wasn't to break you, it was to establish you. And now that restoration has begun, they'll finally understand who they lost. Number 13. This isn't just a shift, it's a spiritual takeover. The same place where they misjudged you is the place they'll witness your rise, and this time no lies can stop it. Stay still, chosen one. Don't rush, don't retreat. Where you're standing right now isn't random, it's sacred ground. The atmosphere around your life has changed. You feel it. The tension, the pressure, the eerie silence that almost hums with power. That's not your imagination. That's spiritual alignment locking into place. And it's not just shifting your path. It's yanking every name tied to your story back into orbit, whether they like it or not. Two energies are shaping what happens next. One soaked in guilt, trying to rewrite the past to look innocent. and the other wrapped in raw, trembling truth. But what they didn't know is this: your story was already written before they ever tried to interfere. Their opinions never held the pen. Destiny did. You were never waiting for people to understand you. You were waiting for the universe to clear the stage. Right now, behind the scenes, a spiritual courtroom has convened. Intentions are being weighed. Masks are slipping. The one who hurt you can't escape the weight of their own silence. Their peace left with you, and now their dreams are full of your name. Regret is the soundtrack to their nights. But on the other side, a different presence is watching, quiet, steady, drawn to your truth, not your performance. This person doesn't want attention. They want alignment. They see your soul and don't flinch. They aren't showing up to compete. They're showing up to protect. That's the difference. This isn't just about romance anymore. It never was. It's about mission. The real one meant for you isn't just a lover. They're part of your calling. What felt like a heartbreak was actually the universe clearing the stage for divine order to return. Someone is typing a message right now, their hands trembling between fear and truth. It may come today, maybe tomorrow, but it's coming. And when it does, don't look for revenge. Look for release. This isn't about proving a point. It's about finally letting go of what can't go with you. Love isn't a battlefield anymore. It's a sanctuary. Your spirit has been quiet because the universe has been preparing you not to fight for love, but to receive it. And when that sign hits, when the tears fall for no reason and your chest fills with unexplainable warmth, that's your confirmation. The war is over. You're not who you were before. You're lighter, wiser, more dangerous to darkness than ever. The one who honors your name will rise. The rest will fade into the silence you outgrew. Number 14. The war is over, and your peace just took the throne. They thought silence meant surrender, but it was your soul choosing elevation over noise. This is it, the final word. The unseen has spoken, and your name has been cleared, not by arguments, not by proving your worth, but by staying true when chaos tried to shake you. You didn't scream for justice, you became it. You didn't beg for clarity, you became the clarity. And now, the throne of your destiny has been reset. The crown is peace, and it's yours. Heaven didn't forget you. It rearranged time for you. Every delay, every detour, every "why not now" moment. It all makes sense when you lock eyes with the one who sees you and doesn't flinch. Loyalty won't waver this time. Love won't come with bruises disguised as lessons. Peace won't be temporary. It'll be your baseline. They ignored the quiet one in the room, not realizing peace is the loudest flex of all. You're at the crossroads now, pain or peace, the past or your purpose. One road will keep you circling the same wound. The other, it leads to rest, and not just any rest, rest that heals you while you rise. The old cycle has ended. The season of repetition has been severed. What broke you became the very proof that you were never breakable. Your silence dismantled their chaos. While they raged, you rebuilt. While they performed, you aligned. And now the reversal begins. The ones who once overlooked you will now over-explain their absence. The ones who competed with you will bow in apology, not because you demanded it, but because the truth no longer allows them to deny it. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle that silence refined. Your name is being whispered in places your feet haven't touched yet. Your strength is being discussed where your pain used to be mocked. Archangel Michael didn't just close the battle, he crowned your resilience. The war is over, chosen one. Heaven has ruled in your favor. You'll feel the proof in the smallest things. Music will hit deeper, laughter will come easier, your reflection will look more like peace than pain. That's your confirmation. So stay still, but not because you're stuck. Stay still because the ground beneath you is sacred now. The verdict is final. Peace is your crown. Purpose is your path. This is your divine era. Walk in like the miracle you are.